future perfect. Oh dear, I don't understand what is so perfect about the future. Alright? But let's understand the future perfect tense. When is it used to show that an action will be completed by a certain time in the future? That's the key. If it will happen in the future and it will be completed by a certain time, then future perfect. Let's see, what do we have here? She will have graduated with an international diploma, maybe by 2025. Is that okay? Alright? That means something that will happen in the future, but it will be finishing, it is over. Then you use the future perfect. She will have graduated. All of you will have been, if it is true, right? Will have become an airline cabin crew by 2026. Is that okay? Can you understand now? Alright? So that is the future perfect tense. Future perfect. Alright? And it's also used together with the present simple tense. It is often used together with the present simple tense. We also use time expressions such as by the time, by then, by the year 2024, 2025, or on a certain day. I hope you will have finished painting. The future perfect, and actually the worst is the future perfect progressive. That's even worse. This can be very confusing. So you try and keep it future simple, future progressive. Future perfect, you still have to know. I don't think I want to test the last part, which is future perfect progressive. Alright? I hope you will have finished painting the house by the time I get home. Did you see? This is the present simple. Yes or no? Present simple. Get is the present simple. This is will, you know, is future. Have, I already told you, is perfect. So with the participle form. Alright? So that's the future perfect tense. Lucy, confusing or okay? So far. Okay. Eva, okay? Okay, can understand? No, difficult. Because too many situations of different times. I think that's where you get a bit confused. I think you see in our culture, it's only past, present, future. Or, and then we have the simple for all these three, and then we have the progressive. It's happening. So we have 6 now. But they, the English, they have another 2 layers. So that concept also you must understand is not only past, present and future, and not only simple and progressive, they've got another layer, perfect. And then they got another layer, perfect progressive. So the times are very, very, how can I say, very, we cannot determine. But we have to look deeply into the situation and understand the time. Once you understand the time, and then also check, is it already planned? Or is it a matter of fact statement? Is it sure to happen? Or is it just a matter of fact asking? Then you can decide, falls into what category. Not that easy, I can understand. Is that okay? Alright? So let's try the best to understand. I will try and not to check you on future perfect and future perfect progressive. That doesn't mean, no need to study. No, we still have to. Is that okay? Alright? So I hope you will have finished painting the house. Why? By the time I get home. So this is something in the future, you will have finished painting the house, but by the time I get home, I hope you will have finished. You will have finished. So that's what I'm trying to say here. Okay? Alright, let's look at the, one more. You see, Once you understand future perfect, then you know you will have will, you will have. Be very clear now, alright? Will plus have plus the past participle form. Like here, the children will sleep before their parents. Is this sentence correct or wrong? Without the full stop, without the period, you know. The children will sleep before their parents. Grammatically, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. Because you are telling the children sleep first, then only their parents will sleep. So, the children will sleep before their parents. That's not wrong. But to make it more understandable, alright, the children will have slept. That means you're not talking about the action, but already it is happening. The children will have slept before their parents. That means the children will sleep first before their parents. Is that okay now? So a different way of looking at time. I think we Asians, we are quite simple people. So for us, it's always simple and progressive happening. But for them, it's 4 different times. So once you understand that, maybe you will understand this better. It's not easy, I understand. Is that okay? Yeah? Alright? Let's move on. The passengers will leave before their coach arrives. Alright? So the first batch of passengers, before the coach arrives, they will have left. That means you are quite sure already. The passengers will have left before their coach arrives, because their coach, was delayed, late, they waited maybe 10, 20, 30 minutes, the coach has not arrived yet, so they will have left. Is that okay? And then did you see the second part? It is in the present simple. Is that okay? Can you follow? Okay? Alright. Okay, alright. Number 3. My mother will prepare lunch by the time we arrive. So by the time we arrive, your mother has finished preparing. So will have prepared lunch. Can you follow? Can you understand? My mother will have prepared lunch by the time we arrive. By the time we reach home, my mother would have finished cooking. Lunch would have been prepared. That's what we are trying to say. Because you're very sure. Okay? All of you okay? You can understand? Alright? Let's look at number 4. The students will finish the course by the end of the month. So you say the students will have finished the course. The students will have finished the course. That means you're very sure. They will have finished the course by the end of the month. Okay? Alright, Amanda, okay? Okay? Alright. I will cook before the guests arrive. I will have cooked. That means before the guests arrive, the food would be ready. I'm very sure. So I will have cooked the food. That means you're giving a guarantee now. Is that okay? Can follow. Alright? Any questions so far? I know this can get a bit technical, I understand. Let's finish this 2 more slides, and then we take a break, and then we go into the tutorial. Hopefully we understand better. Alright? Okay, let's look at the next part. This is going to be a bit more difficult, but I still want you to understand this. Because it's not only future, it's not only perfect, but it's also progressive. So future, you have to use will, correct? Perfect, you have to use have, correct? And progressive, you have to use been plus ing. Can you understand now? Alright? Okay, the future perfect progressive tense is used to talk about an action that will continue to happen up until a particular time in the future. usually used with the time expression for 5 minutes, for 2 years, for more than 10 years when the bus arrives. Next year, all these are time expressions. Alright? So, by the time I retire, I will, future, have perfect plus be and ing. I will have been working for 30 years because the time expression given, so it's better to say it in the future perfect progressive. ing. Can you follow? Okay? Jared, okay? Jared, you saying okay because your leg is paining? No? You okay? Alright? You know, if I say I'll use the future perfect progressive tense, I think it's easy. Then you know it's will plus have plus be plus main verb ing. It's easy. But I don't think I would make it so easy for you. Or even if I make it easy, I would probably say, do we use you or determine whether this is in the future progressive or future perfect tense. So you still have to choose. Is that okay? Okay? Alright? So look at number 1. My brother will be tired by the time he reaches here. See, reaches is present simple. Present simple. Yes or no? Reaches here. He will have been driving for 5 hours because there's a time expression, so you use the future perfect progressive tense. Right? So he will future have perfect been and ing. Been and ing is the progressive. Is that okay? Can you understand? Alright. Next month, I will have been visiting him for the last 2 months in Singapore. Because of the time expression, you use the future perfect progressive. Next month, I will have been visiting him for the last 2